This is Getting to Know You at Stonebridge residents and staff. And we're here in the front of the building, or front door, with a lot of activity. But I'm here with Mark Hess, who's our guest for today. And we wanted to stop here and give him a chance to tell you a little something about what we are seeing here and enjoy. Mark, welcome. And
Thank you.
I know this was one of your first projects.
Yes,
And people love it. So tell me how you thought about that when you first came here.
I've been in facilities a long time, and you bring fresh eyes
Yeah.
to a place,
Yeah.
and this didn't look as it should. So I got the wall approved, and the annuals are a little different. All of these shrubs are new. All of these shrubs.
Right.
So now it's a grander. People can sit on the top of the wall. So yeah, it took a lot of coordination between 3 or 4 different contractors, but I was so happy with it when it was done, taking pride in what you do. And I think the entrance, these giant urns
Yeah.
here. They had little smaller ones there. These are drip fed.
Right.
There's an irrigation system
Wow.
embedded with the plants. That's why my God, they're like twice as tall as what they should be. They must
Yeah.
be giving them hormones or something.
No,
But-
they really look good.
But it's pride to have people appreciate projects like this.
Well, I was struck by it really is beauty and facilities. How many people sit here and are very happy, and then also look at all the variety of flowers over the season. In fact, we're going to continue our interview by sitting over here in front of something that's not there anymore, but there are gorgeous yellow irises behind where we're sitting in the spring. I don't think people notice them right away, but I thought I would give that a chance to. Mark, we're here in another great spot, shady and a little quieter. You know there's a lot of activity this morning. So let's switch subjects and tell us a little bit about what you see ahead that fit into your Director of Facilities Management here at Stonebridge, that coming up, maybe things you'll be doing in the winter, and so people get an idea of the complexity of your job.
Part of the complexity of what I do is that there's a lot of things that people don't see. And that
This is your
takes
chance.
that takes as much work as the visible things. You know, they're taking care of the heating and air conditioning and lots of components. But so we're doing those. But but the fun is in some of the
Right.
grounds projects and assisting with the visual appeal and
Right.
the needs of the residents. One of the things I had done when I got here, which people don't maybe realize, is I had the roof replaced all the way around except over the pool, because there's an issue there. I can't do that part yet. But visuals are the sum of the details, and you don't even know that you're seeing it all. But the perennials and annuals, they're done by a company that I just love, JML, and the mowing of the property is done by another company. So it's a composite too of different entities that are doing the work. But it's JML. They put the love into these projects. They did the garden project.
I guess you're also not stuck with, but the reality of a facility that's now coming into its own, and there are a lot of things that need to be done just because it's aged.
Having a 3-year plan or a 5-year plan or a 20-year plan is important. You're just not managing next year. You're managing a number of years into the future, and that's what we're doing right now for next year's budget, but also sort of more or less the next 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
Because you might want to do something, but you have to defer it to another year.
Before we walk over to the garden, because a lot of people who watch us really want to see what the garden looks like. They don't go over there, so we're going to include that. Tell us a little bit about your background. How do you get to be a manager of facilities? I mean, no kid says, I want to be a manager of facility when they ask you what you want to do.
So much of life is happenstance,
Right.
you know, and I'm old enough that there's just been happenstance. My father was an attorney, and he represented Frankfurt Hospitals. And the CEO there was talking about this great company when it was like a year or two ago I got after college, which Service Master Management Services isn't even around anymore. But I had a whole career with them for 23 years. Grew up as a housekeeping manager and and elevated responsibilities and job positions. And but I like doing it. I did projects with my father. We built a couple of homes when I was a kid, so we gravitate to those things that we enjoy doing. So it's been a lot of that.
So you're lucky that the job description has all of those things you like to do.
Well, no job has everything that you like to do, but
Yeah.
hopefully it's at least 60-40. And I love playing with the visual appeal, but you got to do the background stuff too.
Well, I think the next project we're going to look at is a good example of that, because you had to do a lot of planning and land use analysis, and now you have a really good project that people are happy with. So we're going to take a break and walk over to the garden and pick up taping when we get there, so that we can show our viewers what that looks like at the height of the season. Okay? Okay, Mark, now we're in front of the community garden, the new community garden. And I don't know how many people know that we had to move the old one, and you said, just like a play in a barn, we can do that.
Yeah.
And we can do it this summer.
Yeah.
And here we are. And I guess you must have enjoyed doing it, though.
Yeah, it's been a fun project that was forced on us because of the location of the old one, and so being able to design and build something from scratch is a joy, as opposed to trying to modify something that was already here.
Yeah, and there's full participation. Over there it was sort of not that great. And there's new soil here. That's terrific. No, you really looked at everything and have made a lot of people happy. But now other people can come and visit, because you will be putting in the path across the road.
Yes.
And so everybody at Stonebridge can have a good time seeing it here. Well, there are people waiting to show you what they have, and we'd like to show that on the tape as well. So we're going to invite you to go in, and just for our viewers, maybe we'll take a quick look at the new compost section. So we're even being very environmental about this. Okay. I'm delighted to be able to have Tom Cawley here with us to greet Mark, because you've been such a wonderful chair of the garden and getting it all organized, and as the resident in charge. And you're such a good gardener, a good example of what you can do here. So Mark, I think you've probably worked with Tom, and you found it very helpful to have somebody who knew everybody.
It has been a collaborative effort with pointing out, just the width of the lanes and the needs and the added things and where we place the gates and whatnot. So getting that refinement has been critical to how I think useful this place is.
Right.
Well, we're here today because of Mark.
Yes. Right.
Because without his planning and follow through, we wouldn't have a garden. And it's great. It's better than it was in the
Oh yeah.
in the past.
I mentioned that. Yeah.
So we thank Mark.
Right.
Everybody should thank him.
Yeah. I think particularly at this time, it was great to have people have some place to go that was safe.
Yeah.
And we have some wonderful accolades that we'll pass on to you. And everything is flourishing.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, we're
Right.
going to take a look around now, and so you can see for yourself.
You have a monarch.
Yeah.
That's a monarch.
Look, we hired him.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice? There's a monarch right here. Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, they seem to love it. Here he is, yeah. Huh?
In the spirit of your job, this is one thing we can see that you do, so you should have a produce from this
Wow.
one. We can't see all the air conditioners and elevators and so on you fix, but we're grateful for that too. So thank you for being on, getting to know you today. We appreciate it.
Thank you. It means a lot to me.
Yeah.
It really does. Thank you so much.